everybody, it's me, Margaret, and I'm happy to be home. I feel like Julie Andrews in Sound of Music. I want to run around my yard because you go on vacation and it's great. You have a wonderful time, but there is nothing like coming home. And I basically also missed you guys. I missed my yarn community. I missed having enough yarn time, which I have not had since spring started, come to think of it. A special welcome to my new subscribers who, since I've been gone for 2 weeks, are probably wondering, is she making any more videos? But yes, I am, and I'm here, and I've taken a lot of video while I'm gone. And there's actually a lot to this story as to, I didn't take a typical vacation. I did, but then I finished it up with more. Wait, watch this little 2-minute recap of what's been going on so you'll understand, and then I'll explain a little bit more about what's going to be in my videos to come.
So here's a quick recap. In 2012, my oldest son Tyler graduated from Ole Miss and took a job in Satellite Beach, Florida, an island in the Atlantic. As a matter of fact, my 5th yarn video was where I crocheted all the way down there as we moved him in. Link in the description box. I was so sad to see him so far away, and as we all know, yarn makes everything better. Meanwhile, our second child, Maggie, earned her master's in CPA from Ole Miss, which is the number 4 accounting school in the nation, I might add, and will be moving to Dallas to work for a Big 4 accounting firm, which is so huge. We're so proud of her that I'm going to shut up now before I get all icky sweet and stuff. In May, we cleaned out the house we had for them to live in at Ole Miss, and we put it on the market, and that was the first U-Haul of 2015. Also, meanwhile, while still at his job in Florida, Tyler worked for a year on the application process for screenwriting school. Odds to get in UCLA or USC's film school are horrendous. And those are the best, and that's what he was shooting for the top. He got in UCLA for fall of 2015. By the way, they only took 25 people. And again, we're so proud that I'm going to shut up now before I get all icky sweet and stuff. Also, meanwhile, for this summer, Tucker, Thomas, and I planned a vacation to Walt Disney World, followed by a cruise with friends. It all fell into place that Tyler would finish his job and we would move him home when we got off the cruise. He lived very close to Port Canaveral where the ship docks. And while we were on the cruise, Maggie flew down to Tyler's and they went to see Harry Potter World since Tyler had been there for 3 years and still had not been to Universal, and we all moved him home. And that was the second U-Haul of 2015. Only 2 more U-Hauls to rent for the Olander family Western expansion of 2015. As Tyler put it, 1 to LA, 1 to Dallas. Wouldn't it be nice if we could combine the moves? But alas, we can't, as they have to be there at different times.
Now, if you've been with me while all this has been going on, you knew I've been planning my trip, and the project that I wanted to bring with me was the Hitchhiker scarf by Martina Bem. And it is pretty much a rite of passage for most knitters. It seems like everybody has done this at some point in time. So I did it. I chose my sock yarn before I left, and it's looking pretty good. I'm on the 39th tooth. So I only have 2 more to go and call it complete. So that's pretty good, but unfortunately that's all I worked on while I was gone, so I really don't have a whole lot to show during the trip. However, I did a few little crochet projects before I left. So it's Thursday, and in between rushing around, packing and cleaning and all that stuff you have to do before you go out of town, I managed to get in another one of these easy crochet hats and cowl sets for charity using scrap yarn. So that was a good thing. Now, if you'll remember, or if you even saw, I made this thing called a fish extender, which was this kind of like a closet organizer, but it's all Disney themed. And while I was on this cruise, we were with a group. We were with a lot of people that we knew. We met new friends while we were there too. It was part of the Be Our Guest podcast group. It's something I've been listening to for 7 years. I don't know, a really long time. And I have never done a fish extender group, which is where you exchange happies. And this time I said, you know, we've done 3 cruises. This is our 3rd cruise we just did. I said, you don't want to do it this year. So I had to make some gifts to give. And what I made for all the adults were these keychains. Basically, you have this cotton webbing, and then I sewed the ribbon on, and then you buy these little accoutrements from somewhere, I don't know, I can look that up, and add it on. So I made these little Disney keychains for the adults, I say adults, 13 and up, teenagers and up is what I gave, because they can go on, they usually have keys of some sort, or they could go on a backpack or luggage or whatever. So I thought those were great. And then if for the smaller children, I kind of bought little individual things for them. So that's like, oh, well, good, that's a good little happy. You should have seen some of the outstanding gifts we received in return. That was nothing compared to some of them, and I'm going to show you a few of them now because a lot were crafted, and I know that a lot of my viewers are crafters. I totally stole this picture from the Mazzillis, who had the good sense to take a picture of all the goodies together. Thought it was a wonderful idea, but look how great these things are. Now, this was something I thought was good. No. I'm going to start with a knitted object. Now, this came from sisters that were on the cruise together that I absolutely fell in love with. It was Julie and Cheryl. And Julie is a knitter. Actually, she's a real creative crafter. And she made cup cozies. And I don't know if you can see in this lighting, but it's a cable. It's cabled here. And then it has a tiny little Mickey button right here, which of course was appropriate because it was a Disney cruise, right? And we're all big Disney fans. So I thought that was adorable and a super thing to give. Of course, she made this out of cardstock, printed it, slipped it on, which was so cute. So I love that. And she also did this, which I think is brilliant, and I can think about several different uses for something like this. Wait, I have to put it back together. Okay, it came like this. And what it is, it's a hot pad, a store-bought hot pad that she put appliques on. I guess she put appliques or painted or something. There's a ribbon right here. And then a Mickey button, which holds it closed. See, here's the hanger that you hang it from. You know, you're supposed to hang a hot pad. Okay, that goes around there to keep it closed. But then on the inside, she sewed snack Ziploc bags down the side like this. And then filled it with all sorts of goodies. She has a magnet. And look, for knitters and crocheters, we really get excited about this. But of course, remember, this is for travelers, people who were taking a vacation. Look at the folding scissors. Can you see? Won't that be perfect? So I'm excited about that. And little magnets, hand sanitizing towels. You can't use too many of those. Shout wipes in case you spill something on your clothes. She's got Post-its in here, a little pen, Band-Aids. It was just a great little pack for travelers, which I thought was really cute. And you know, you could use these for a million other things, for stocking stuffers or gifts for groups, or you know, women's meetings, and you could fill them with all sorts of stuff. I thought that was very clever and handmade, and you crafters would like it. And then Mickey and Minnie clips. Oops, I was holding it too high, sorry. Wasn't that cute? Mickey Minnie clothespins. Now, we use clothespins every day. This is what we close chips with at our house. I guess I'm cheap. I don't have any special chip clips. So these will be our special little Minnie and Mickey clips that we'll use. So I thought that was adorable. And they had such a good time, those two sisters together. And then something like this, I haven't even opened this up because I wanted you to see how pretty it was packaged. It's a clipboard, and it has bookmarks in there. I'll open it up right now. Look, there's a bookmark that marks our cruise and says who it, says when it was back here on the bottom, where we went. See, well, I'm not doing this well at all. Okay, it's the ship that we were on, the Disney Dream. And then on the back it says, Be Our Guest Podcast Disney Cruise 3.0, because this was the third cruise that they have sponsored. We've only been on 2 of theirs. And the dates and just a memory, so that's good. And then, oh, how cute, different Disney note paper on the clipboard. What a clever idea. Isn't that adorable? See, that's the clipboard itself. So just very, very clever people. Oh, and I knew there were more bookmarks. There's three bookmarks, so we could each have one. And that was from the Lee family. And then I know you've seen these on Pinterest. How perfect for a Disney fan. It was a set of tile coasters, and they used Magic Kingdom map to decorate each of the coasters. Isn't that adorable? Got a big kick out of that. And then someone else did these keychains, but look how cute theirs were. Now, first of all, you need to understand the pattern. These are green lizards. The running group that the podcast has, this is a really nice group of people, and they really encourage each other to be healthy, and they'll run Disney races together and things like that. And the running group is called the Disney Lizards. It's a long story how that got to be lizard. But now they didn't sew it like I sewed mine. It's just glued on, which is fine because the clamp holds everything into place. But look at this. Can you see the Mickey head keychain part? Wasn't that clever? I just loved it. The other people actually had custom, see this, Be Our Guest Podcast, that's what that initial is. Had custom, what are these called? Cozy things. This was cute. This is a magnetic note clip. And look, it has a Mickey, jeweled Mickey head on it. Now, one reason why this is so handy was because the doors are metal, and people decorate their doors on a cruise. And the reason why magnets were so good is because Disney does not let you stick anything on a door that is sticky, like tape or something. So magnets are what you have to affix things to the door. And this is really good because if you want to leave a note for your friend or something. And then now that we're at home, it can go on the refrigerator or whatever. We put ours on our freezer because our refrigerator is covered with wood and it doesn't work. So. Then you had handy things. This was store-bought too, but this is actually a wine cork. And if you were going to have wine in your room, you would need a place a way to open it. Of course, I guess you could call a steward to come do it for you, but then you'd have to tip them. But that came from the Freeman family. But look at their cute tag. And they cut it out and then put labels on there, which I thought was adorable. And this was cute. This is a Pinterest idea, I bet. Okay. It took me a minute to figure out what it was when we first got it. But it's a piece of burlap marked with a tic-tac-toe, and then these things that are in the floral department, they're like these little marbly things. I don't know if you can see that, but they decorated Minnie and Mickey, and you could play tic-tac-toe, which was a cute little pastime, keep you busy type thing, which I thought was clever, a good craft. But there were a million things. I could go on and on, but I'm just trying to show you the crafty things that people had done, or some of the crafty things. Loved this. Look, a Christmas ornament, and we are really big about having a Christmas ornament for every vacation. And so this reminds us of that. And then we got another one, which was really cute, a memory of the cruise, if you could see that. And this was a little, what you call it, a little knick-knack holder. It's made of a flannelly material, that was interfaced. And it's just a very simple little box bag with a simple Velcro closure. So that's what I have these ornaments in. This was cute. You buy the little luggage tag inserts, and then they custom made one about, this was the cruise logo. We had t-shirts of this, and then you could fill it out on the back. I thought that was cute. Another one, I don't have it with me right here because I shared one with someone else, and then I'm burning another one. But you know, Scentsy, you know, the little Scentsy holders, someone made some homemade wax melts that smelled like cinnamon that were out of this world. So that was a cute crafty thing that I never would have thought of. But there were so many cute things included. Some people were so extra generous, which, I mean, I was just flabbergasted by some of the wonderful gifts that they provided. And but those were the cute little crafty ones that I thought you'd be interested in. Now, Thomas and I did try to do a good job remembering to vlog while we were on our trip. But I'm going to do those in separate videos. One reason is because they, of course, don't have a lot of yarn in it. Yeah, I mention yarn, and I probably do show my progress as I'm going along on the Hitchhiker. But basically, I'm doing this for my fellow Disney friends and for my family and stuff. So I'm just giving you a heads up that there's not a whole lot of yarn in these videos that are coming up, but they will be clearly marked. So you can watch them if you want. You're certainly invited to. And of course, bypass them if you want to wait just for the yarn. So that's a heads up for the future. I have some giveaways planned that are yarn related, and a couple of reviews too for some really good products. So, oh yes, and I have a tutorial planned too. And my son gave me a great idea for a new feature for my channel about quick tips and stuff. So I'm looking forward to the fall. The fall one will be a little bit better, I hope. I think things are going to slow down there, but I'm still loving being part of this yarn community and want to keep it going. Hey, by the way, I need an opinion. I have been toying with the idea of having a Ravelry group, but the reason why I've always shied away from it is because of time it takes to maintain it. And I am horrible about losing track of time, and I could just see myself sitting down and getting lost in reading and interacting and all, and then, you know, I'm already pressed for time trying to get what I'm supposed to be getting done, like housework and things like that. But I see, you know, just about everybody has one, and I feel like, am I not interacting with my friends the way I should because I don't have a Ravelry group? I don't know about that. So let me know. I mean, I even have trouble. I don't interact pretty much on Ravelry groups because for fear I'm going to get lost in there because I have such a terrible time. I get excited and get immersed in what I'm reading. So, but anyway, to make a long story short, I would like some input as to what you're thinking about that, if I should make time to maintain that. I don't know, but I just saw that Terry has started one, and sometimes I'm thinking, you know, maybe I should just partner up with somebody and we could do it together. I don't know. I'm still thinking on that, so throw out your ideas and let me hear what you think. So that's all for this week. Thanks for watching, everybody. Look forward to what I've got coming up. It's going to be a lot of editing on my part. So, yeah, and filming. I still have reviews I need to film of some really good stuff you want to hear about. So, anyway, I'll be seeing you next week. Talk soon. Bye.